Right, today I had a chance to get back into some brewing, so thought I'd put together a porter. Pretty keen to have this ready for Christmas time to hopefully share with some of the family if it works out okay. So one thing I'm going to mess around with today, sort of as a bit of an experiment I guess, because I can't resist not experimenting, is smoking a bit of malt to go in it. So I'm just going to smoke that with some manuka sawdust. Right, so today's mission is to make a porter, and for this I'm experimenting with smoking some malt. So I've taken 100 grams of my base malt, which is just some pale malt, 2-row, and my plan is to chuck a bit of manuka sawdust in here, probably on some tin foil to avoid destroying the pan, and chuck this on, chuck the lid on with the malt in there, and try and get a bit of smoky goodness through it. So I've just chucked some tin foil in there and about a quarter of a cup of manuka sawdust, and over here I've just got this circular cake rack and inside of one of those cake tins, so I've chucked my 100 grams of malt on there. So the plan is to try and get it in here without spilling it, and then just basically chuck the lid on. I've got my grains in there now, starting to generate a bit of smoke. I'm not entirely sure how long to leave it here. I guess I don't want to actually cook my grains too much, but I guess if they get a little bit toasted in the process, it probably isn't going to hurt in a porter. Definitely smells pretty smoky. So I gave this 100 grams of grains about 15 minutes in the smoke. Probably can't really see it on this camera, but it's yeah, I guess it's got a bit of toast on it and sort of started to darken around the edges. Probably if I had it spread out a bit thinner it would have worked a bit better, but anyway, maybe it'll give a little bit of smoky flavour. I've just heated up my strike water, so I'm just transferring it down into my mash tun at the moment. Just got all my grains in there. So I've done a reasonably, or what I hope will be a reasonably high mash temp today, just to sort of try and keep some body in there. So I'm hoping it'll end up sitting around 68 degrees Celsius when it's all done. So I've just been recirculating my work while I've been waiting for my sparge water to come up to temperature, and it's, yeah, it's looking a pretty good colour for a porter, so that's good. And I had a bit of a taste and it seems to be tasting pretty good too, so hopefully the final product will be all good. So this is my extremely high-tech fly sparging system. So I just got my sparge water coming out of my boil kettle there, down into another pot here. So she's looking pretty good colour, nice and clear too, so looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. Just got my boil cranking away here. So I got my hops sitting in there, a bit of Caraamber for this brew, so it's going to be a pretty quick boil, probably 30 minutes, and then gonna transfer it into the cube and let it cool down. Right, well everything's all finished for the day, and I've chucked the fermenter into the fridge, so hopefully that'll be bubbling away soon. I used a different yeast today. I used the Mangrove Jack's Burton Union M79, I think. It's an English ale yeast, I think, and I sort of thought that would go well with a porter. I haven't used it before, but I've heard that English ale yeast is the one to go for. I ended up adding a bit more hops than I initially planned, so I actually had a bit more on hand of the Columbus than I thought, so I ended up chucking in a few more grams sort of into the boil, and it's probably brought the IBUs up around the 50 mark, so I guess technically it's maybe a robust porter more than just a standard porter, but
Anyway, hopefully the the sweetness and some of the dark crystal and that, hopefully it all kind of balances it out. So yeah, anyway, that's it for the day, so cheers.